Episode 19. Care and Feeding of Werewolves.
Morning, Haze.
Hey.
How's your Nana? Still hasn't said a word, huh? Did she come out of her room at least?
No, I don't know if she can even come back from what she did. I was looking over some of the files we managed to grab this morning, and none of the people she helped survive the experiments were allowed to live. They were all killed for one reason or another. I mean, the euthanasia was physically painless compared to a slow death by transplant rejection, but in the end, she couldn't actually save anyone. Do you think it's harder on her to be here? I mean, yeah, it's familiar, but this is where she used to heal people. After what she had to do... I'm sorry. How are you doing? How's your head? Any headache?
Me? I'm good, but what about you? Everything all back to where it should be?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Let Nana have some normalcy for a while.
You're right, Jules. I feel like I should try to reach out to her, with my mind, but I'm a coward. Maybe a therapist would be better for her. I mean, I could call Goodridge and see if she's available.
You're not a coward. It's sometimes easier to open up with someone not so close to you. Dumping her trauma on her own grandkid won't exactly help her state of mind. She's a tough old bat. She'll get through this somehow.
Maybe you should call that to her face. Might get some sort of response from her.
Yeah, I'm not dumb enough to fall for that. I'm gonna take the kid out to brunch, let you and Nana have some time without us underfoot.
Thanks. You going to the Woodsman?
Yep.
Good idea. Say hi to Koth for me.
I'm not playing messenger boy for you and your lover.
Ex-lover. And, ask if he needs the... Wait, I should ask Nana before we're scheduling any renewals. At this rate, I swear I'm qualified to write a manual on caring for the severely traumatized.
Hey, how are the survivors?
Traumatized. Some are injured, others sick, some will need prosthetics, but they're alive and free. Speaking of which, I should go and check the quiche and find some clothing. I'm going to steal some of your sweats. Those should fit him.
Wait, quiche? You hate eggs. And my sweats? What are you doing?
Use enough cheese and you can't taste the eggs. I'm feeding and clothing the not werewolf in the basement.
You like him.
Ugh. Just
do yourself a favor and run an STI panel on him first. You don't know where he's been.
What? I do not. Whatever gave you that idea?
Don't bullshit a bullshitter. Growly, emotionally distant badass with a weird ability suddenly in need of your help. That's like catnip to you.
You've been reading too many paranormal romances. I'm not about to fall for an ex-fascist, but I'll just leave you to your delusions.
Hey, if Fashy Pants hurts you, I'll break his legs.
I love you too, but it's not gonna happen. I'll text you when the coast is clear.
Come in.
I come bearing food and clothing. We had to cut yours off, and they were soaked in blood anyway. Although it's sweats, so clothing is a loose definition. How are you feeling?
Good. You? Most people don't do so well after killing someone for the first time.
Don't worry about me. I'm fine. Here, let me check your bandages.
You're a terrible liar.
And you didn't lie at all, even though you had every opportunity to screw us over. You know, you didn't have to let yourself get mauled just to earn my trust. It's not enough to win over Julia, anyway.
How did you become a doctor?
Oh, well, when I was a little girl, Grandpa used to let me play autopsy with the livestock on slaughter days. Then, one day he said, "Here's a scalpel. Go have fun."
For Pete's sake, you've seen my degree on the wall upstairs.
No, I mean, how did you learn to...
What is that supposed to be? Jazz hands?
Magic.
It's not a bad word, you know.
Still sounds weird to say it out loud. How did you learn it?
Runs in the family. Mom was a witch. Both of her parents were witches. Her grandmother was a witch. I started instinctively before I could even read, so Nana figured I might as well learn how to do it right. Are all these questions revenge for when I pumped you for information?
Possibly. We in the basement?
I could have left you on one of the exam tables upstairs. I just thought an actual bed would be more comfortable.
It's nice.
What, were you expecting a dank dungeon? Because we don't do that around here. Well, not on this floor anyway.
Well, then what are the chains embedded in the wall for?
Why does everyone ask that? They're restraints. Velcro and nylon don't always work on some patients.
For newly turned werewolves?
Tempting in your case, but no, you're not going to turn into a ravening beast. Werewolves aren't vicious killers when in their other forms, any more than when they are when bipedal and less hairy. Possessed and cursed people sometimes need to be prevented from hurting anyone or themselves. Okay, I'm done poking and prodding. You may eat. You know, you're doing really well. Better than can be expected of a human.
Sorry to disappoint.
Don't worry, it means I have another chance. Or Julia. He'd love a chance to kick your ass.
Great bedside manner you got there.
Well, if I was nice to you, you wouldn't trust me, and I try not to lie so blatantly. Judging by the scars of yours I saw, I assume you know what to do with those stitches. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Is it poisoned?
The food? And waste the effort I made patching you back together?
Thanks, you could have just dropped me off at a hospital.
And tell them what? You were attacked by a vicious chihuahua? Besides, I figure if I don't get to be the one to kill you, I'll settle for a front row seat to your death.
You're a healer, not a killer, Doc.
Aren't I? You saw what I did.
Sometimes you do what you have to survive. If you need to dehumanize them, us, to get past this, do it. And I'm sorry, I shouldn't have chewed you out. I know better than to make a green recruit question themselves in the field.
Is that what you were taught? To see us as less than people?
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't think you gotta worry about any slippery slopes. You're still horrified by it. That's a good sign you're not likely to sign up for torture or murder anytime soon. You feel like some part of you is gone, and it should feel that way. It means you're still whole enough to lose something. You probably know all about PTSD, but knowing's different from living it. Don't assume you're immune. If you hadn't dropped them, both you and Julia would be dead. Maybe no one would have made it out alive. Stopping them saved everyone else. You did what you had to protect yourself and your people. You have to forgive yourself or it'll eat you up from the inside out.
Any advice on how to go about that?
If I figure it out, I'll let you know. So what do I have to look forward to, Doc?
I can't honestly say. This type of lycanthropy is part virus, part curse. Your blood's not showing any traces of the curse, but your viral load's nearly twice that of someone recently bitten. The full shift comes from the curse. You can probably expect heightened senses, faster healing, increased strength and speed, and new instincts, which could mean some behavioral changes. They may peak and wane with the lunar cycle, but I can't say for certain because we don't know how much of that is from the virus changing your cells and which comes from the magic of the curse. You might be capable of infecting others with the virus alone, not the curse, so you'll want to avoid biting or exchanging bodily fluids with anyone who could be turned. The full moon's coming up, so until you're sure you won't actually change, you might want to go camping somewhere a fair distance into the woods and away from human settlements.
Because I might attack someone?
If that was true, there'd be a hell of a lot more werewolves. No, it's because humans don't tend to react well to 7-foot-tall furries.
Will anyone be able to tell?
Humans won't, but paranormals? It's hard to say because your anti-magic thing might block a visual check or scan, like mine, but I don't know if you'll smell like a werewolf. Only a scent-sensitive person, like another werewolf, could tell you. Thank you, by the way. You did the right thing. Will it cause problems for you? Because if you need to hide, there's...
I'm good. I have contingency plans.
In case you wanted to retire without a toe tag?
Something like that.
Now I know you're feeling better. You're back to your laconic self. You're okay to shower. The bathroom's just through there. When you're done, take a left, and at the end of the corridor, it ends in a ramp that opens out the back. I'd rather keep my grandmother from having to see you. I hope you understand.
I get it.
What'll you do?
I got a couple of leads I want to track down. Thanks for patching me up. What do I owe you?
If you come across any useful information, share and we'll call it even. Just don't die out there.
I wouldn't want to deprive you of the pleasure.
One last thing. Who were you working for?
Perthrow.
What are you doing?
I'm making tea.
I see that. So, are we just going to pretend that nothing happened?
Nope, we are not doing this.
Doing what?
A reversal of all the times you slunk home at dawn and tried to act like I didn't know what you were up to.
I knew you were scrying on me. Gods, and you wonder why I snuck out at night. And you were just distracting me until you could put food in my face, weren't you?
Well, you always were cranky in the morning. I found keeping your mouth full of food meant you weren't bitching.
Shut up and plate up. You need food more than I do.
Eat your quiche and don't speak to your elders that way. Speaking of elders, we need to tell the Grand Council about Perthrow.
I will talk to my elders that way if they're being unreasonable and neglecting their own health. You taught me that. Now sit your ass down and eat. Wait, this is probably too rich for you after. Here, sit down, have this banana. I'll make you some toast or a bagel. And what good's telling the council anyway?
I'll be fine.
Perthrow's a giant corporation. I swear, their logo's on like half the beds in the storage room, or at least their subsidiary companies. And Oatmeal with some cream and butter would probably be better. It'll just scare people.
I said I'm fine. People are already scared. They need information. They need to know what's going on, what the threat is.
No, you're putting on a front because you think you still have to be the adult and keep your shit together for everyone else.
And you're not doing the same damn thing by focusing on me instead of dealing with the fact that you killed people last night. And you're afraid the council will find out. Don't look so surprised. I felt it and saw the aftermath. They were able to control my magic, but they couldn't cut me off entirely. Not all the time, anyway.
What? How?
Some sort of injection. I don't know what was in it.
Oh, you're shaking. Why don't you sit down? Come on.
I've had people controlling every moment of my life for months. Where to go, what to do, when to eat, when to sleep. I didn't even have a say in when I could shower. The last thing I need right now is my own granddaughter telling me what to do.
I'm sorry. Why don't you tell me what you want to do?
I just...
Nana, are you okay? You just went sheet white.
Is that the technical term they teach you at your fancy school?
Stop acting uneducated and answer the damn question.
Of course I'm pale. I haven't seen the sun in months.
Your hands are shaking too and freaking cold. Sit down. Let me look you over.
Don't try and doctor me. I've been patching people up for close to a century. I'm fine.
Lies work better if you don't say them outright and just let them assume. You were the one who taught me that.
I must have forgot in my old age.
And stop acting old. You're barely middle age. You've got at least another century ahead of you. Okay, all right. Come on, let's get you a chair. There. Now, you want to tell me why you nearly fainted like a goat?
Now you're calling me an old goat?
Nana, why can't I sense you? You read like a human. What happened?
They took it. They took my magic from me.
Thank you for listening. Today's episode was written by Brenna Anderson-Dowd in collaboration with Frederick Elmore and Keith Baldwin. Performed by Brenna Anderson-Dowd as Hazel, Frederick Elmore as Julia, Noelle Rose as Nana, and Keith Baldwin as Malcolm. Sound design by Frederick Elmore. Music production by Kevin Elmore. Find us on Facebook or Tumblr at Care and Feeding of Werewolves. Tweet us at Care Werewolves, or email us at feedingwerewolves@gmail.com. Please rate and review. Care and Feeding of Werewolves is a podcast distributed by Kerfuffle and Chaos Productions and licensed under a Creative Commons Non-Commercial Attribution Share Alike 4.0 International. All content on the Care and Feeding of Werewolves podcast is fictional and for entertainment purposes only. Content is not intended to be a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Always seek the advice of your doctor or other qualified health provider with any questions you may have regarding a medical condition. Never disregard professional medical advice or delay in seeking it because of an episode. Reliance on any information provided by Care and Feeding of Werewolves, Kerfuffle and Chaos Productions, or anyone involved with the production of this podcast is solely at your own risk. Thank you for tuning in to our first season. Join us when Season 2 begins on October 1st.